froze. Did I freeze again? Is the internet bad tonight? This is the 999 show. And I am your host, some random guy on the internet, looking really close at the camera tonight. But I'm going to put the camera away where it belongs and start this show again, making a mache face on a blue head like that. And look over there, the sunrise over the water tonight. My blue head right here, half full of goop. And who doesn't like a little good goop here and there, everywhere, all over your face? A face of goop. It's a blank face. It looks like a face from one of those films. A flying saucer film from the 50s. This is what this looks like. It looks like a face. A blank face. Mr. Blank Face. The newspaper face. The blank newspaper face. This will probably turn out to be another papier-mâché mistake. I wonder if my internet freezing had something to do with the internet, the thing that happened yesterday, the internet failure yesterday. What did they say it was? An update? An update failed, and it grounded airplanes all over the country. And if you're just joining us, this is actually the 37th minute of this show. And I wonder if the other one was even enough to, we'll put this here, for like a Borg face. Paint a little goo over the eye. Isn't that goo cool? It's that cool goo. Can't you see? Keika, Keika, hi. How are you doing tonight on the ASMR 999 ASMR Tarot Papier-Mâché show for Papier-Mâché face? The internet has been acting funny tonight. I was on for 35 minutes and it froze. It just froze. That's no good when your internet freezes or YouTube freezes or whatever it was that froze. Right? Yes, right. Freezing internet is not any good. Freezing here. I wonder if it was all pixelated and everything else as it was frozen. Well, what this is a big blue head. I mean, it's a big blue head. A big, giant blue head. And I'm trying to be clever here. Trying to be clever and make something creative with a big blue head. Yes. I've used this big blue head in comedy skits last summer, but this is the first time I have used it as a model for anything. Seems like I need some more paper. More paper. I believe that there is something that created everything. How about that? Kind of like, I may be more like how Thomas Jefferson was, kind of a deist. Thomas Jefferson was a deist, but my well, this is my friend here. Do you know who this is? Whack 2. This is St. James. And St. James is on the mountain, and St. James is looking up, and this is the transfigured Christ. You remember this was in one of the gospel stories about the transfigured Christ. And so this is a icon of that gospel story. And this is one of, I have a lot of these icons but I am not an Orthodox. I'm not Orthodox. My beliefs are not Orthodox. We'll just put it at that. I run more down on a I'm an you could say I'm an esoteric Christian. How about that? An esoteric Christian. And that's all I'm going to say about that. A false sense of delusion. This is a papier-mâché. It is a papier-mâché mold. That's what we're doing here. So we're not here. I am making I'm doing papier-mâché, making a face, a papier-mâché mold of this face, of this head. It's a big, giant blue head. And that's what we're working on tonight. Big blue head, see? Big blue head. With a false sense of delusion. What do you mean, do I believe that 911 was real? The thing on September 11th, I don't know what I think about that, but I don't engage in conspiracy theories. I don't go down those paths because there's nothing good that happens when you go down into those conspiracy theory paths on the internet. Yes, they may be entertaining, but it's a place where a person can become radicalized, and that's my beliefs about that. But I don't really want to discuss September 11th, 2001 theories. Yes, welcome back. Hopefully it won't freeze again. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Tarot, the Empress, the card reading I did on this is so, it is so accurate, actually. I mean, I think about it. I did it like about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The cards I got were Strength Reversed, about when I was asking what the stream was going to be like, and that's actually it kind of feels that way. I think I'm gonna do. Oh, yeah. I'm not buying any more decks this year. The last one I bought was that Tarot Artist Decoded deck. Yeah. Yeah. So when you were in my other stream, did it get pixelated before it froze? Oh, I'm not losing hope. I'm just talking about what it's like I say I do a I mean, I got that from this guy T and Terrell who broadcasts out of Berlin. Oh, so you got one of those too. So this guy T and Terrell, he's a really interesting guy. T and Terrell was a screenplay writer for the movie The Man Who Knew Too Little. And he has a wonderful tarot show that he runs out of Berlin. Very decent person. And, not what you would think of as a... So you're liking it. That's funny. I don't know if I like it or not. I'm trying to like it. There are things I like about it, but what I'm gonna put this paper towel on here to give it some more structure. So what I guess what there's some things, like the moon card, which has it seemed like a lot of, like, there's the moon and there's the faceless. I'm not sure. I haven't I think it feels flat. The images feel flat to me. The art feels flat to me. That's kind of, and I think it kind of threw me is that the cards were really sticky. And then there's this other element of it. This other element of the deck. No, that is a great idea. I like that. It's not the missing faces. It's that, well, let's say it was like some of the cards just feel one-dimensional of the color schemes, and that they lack. It's the art to me seems like it lacks some depth to it. Yeah, so no, sticky cards. But actually, Tarot, Tropical Empress, a lot of it is that I like I think what I like I like these decks better. These thin ones, like this. the ones that versus like this deck, which is like super thick and it's hard to handle. That's that's kind of that's kind of where I'm handling it, and I get tired afterwards. Like the light seer. I like the images in the light seer, but the whole thickness of it is so I would never actually read with it. Except for myself. So yeah. I gotta stop making those noises. All right. Edit God 23, thank you. I do have a PayPal donation button, but I don't have any money either. Yeah. Well, you see, my hands are kind of small too. I have small hands for small man hands. They're large lady hands, but they're small man hands. I always like when I think of my small man hands, I think about James Herriot novels, or James Herriot stories. Well, hello, Edit God. How are you doing tonight? I'm just sticking paper onto this, and this is a flour and water mixture. This goo here. I think this is the last layer, well, close to the last layer I'm going to do on this. Yeah. So do you like, Edit God 23, do you like art, crafty stuff? Yeah. Yeah, so I wish they would make, yeah. Yeah, maybe I can turn this into like a maybe I can turn this into like an alien head. You know, when I start rebuilding it and blocking it, I need to have a balloon or something. Maybe I can. Yeah, I get this sense that I think I can make this into an alien head. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start wrapping this stage of it up. And then I'm going to move on to another. You like to draw? Edit God 23? Yeah. Where do I have it? Do I have any more of that colored paper? Well, yeah. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see after it dries. What happens? What happens to it after it dries? Yeah. I'm gonna put this over here. Well, you know, I couldn't draw or paint 10 years ago. I haven't been only been I haven't been doing painting and stuff for very long. I've only been doing it for since 2015 or 2016. I think it was. Yeah, it hasn't been very long. But I've been writing. I started. Yeah, I don't know. I know. I think that with Halloween coming up, I was thinking about doing something. I need to get a smaller mannequin head, and then this will probably be better. I was almost didn't do this at. Yeah, I do a lot of writing too. I'm gonna do a haiku hour Sunday at 2 p.m. my time. Probably when I get off here, I need to go do some write some more of those example haikus. I'm doing it out of that Tarot Artist Decoded. I've been using it for the last ever since it came as for prompts and so forth. And but yeah. So Tropical Empress, how long have you been dabbling or using reading cards and so forth? Well, thank you, Edit God 23. I'm gonna switch gears to. This is a. I'm gonna finish working on this mask that I was working on last week. Oh, how did I make this? I had this example. I had this model. I found this in my barn. Found about 5 years ago, and then I use it sometimes as a character. I've used it as a character to do. I did last summer. I did a lot of comedy shorts using this blue head, but since I changed the nature of my since I changed my content to doing ASMR art and so forth, the algorithm does not. No, I don't like fish. I don't eat fish, but I fished a lot before. But anyways, I was saying that the algorithm doesn't let me do comedy anymore, and so I've been. It's like the universe is forcing me to stay more on task as far as my channel is concerned, and then I get kind of guilty sometimes when there's like children that are like looking in, and no, I didn't make this channel for children, but I do realize that children do come in and watch, and so you know what I'm saying. So it's like, you know, I don't gear. Yeah. Okay, I see. Since you're 15. Yeah, you know, I didn't grow up in a super Christian family, but I did grow up in the church, and yeah, yeah, but I've always been um on the esoteric or the mystic side, and so I never really fit into mainline Christianity. though I really tried really hard for a good decade. Once I tried really hard to to just be a Orthodox Christian. I mean, within the Orthodox. And so during that whole time, even though I've kind of wanted to do things like tarot for years and years, but then I just didn't because of that Christian doctrinal training. Even though that was never anything that I got from my parents, but I did get that from, because my dad was agnostic at best. I don't, he was a math science guy, and so, I mean, there was the church that he grew up in, which was the Lutheran church. But we're Americans, and American is, for the most part, a Christian country, but it's not. But there isn't a state religion that's like. Oh, how long have I been working on this one? I started this one at 11:33 this evening. Edit God 23. That's how long I've been working. I'm gonna let it dry, and then I'm gonna take it off. It's too thin. I think it's too thin. Yeah, I go to church too. My mom is we have like Zoom church on Sunday morning. She has like some long COVID issues, and so we can't quite make it into the church. But then I'm up late. I'm like up super late, and it's like I'm up super late, every night, and so it's like it's really hard to go to a 10 o'clock in the morning church service when you're still awake at 5 o'clock in the morning, and so having the Zoom church is like, for me, is like this godsend. But my mom is Lutheran and I'm a Catholic, though I don't really feel very Catholic. But it's. Yeah, I found something the other day. I might just pause here. I just want to do a little bit more. I'm going to pause here and I'm going to read something that I wrote like 10, 15 years ago. I just want to put just a little bit more on here because I want to be able to work this thing a bit more. And I might just leave, I think that'll dry on there like cement. And yeah. Well, that's what I liked. When I lived up in Seattle, I went to evening church services a lot, and what I miss is the Taizé. I miss the Taizé a lot. And then, but then I stopped going to the Taizé. Oh, I learned how to do this probably in grade school, but I don't know. I just started doing papier-mâché like a month ago. One of my artist friends does papier-mâché, and I think she suggested that I should do papier-mâché, and that's kind of how I started. But maybe it's because how I really started Edit God was I have these masks that I paint, and I was like running out of the mask, and I thought, well, I need to make some more, and because I don't have any money, because I don't have an income, and so I think if I wet this thing down, and so if you don't have any money, you can always make stuff, and that's the beauty of crafting and stuff like that, is that paper mache is like super easy, because the yeah, I'll show you one of the other ones. I just need to get this thing buttoned down first, and then I can show you some of the other ones, because I may have to take my gloves off, because my hands are all messy with these gloves on, and I don't want to touch them with all this goo on my hands. And so I'm gonna put this over here like this, and big piece here. I'm gonna get this wet down, and yeah, I can show you the masks that I painted before, and then I can show you the ones that I've made. I think I'll just add a little bit more of this to get that whole thing like cement. And so what I'm really, Edit God 23, what I'm really trying to show, one of the things I'm trying to demonstrate here is that this is something that anybody can do. Paper mache is something that anybody can do, because it's, everybody has paper in their environments. Okay, I'm gonna take my gloves off for a brief moment, and then I'm gonna lower the camera down too, so it's gonna be, you're gonna get a bit of a bump here, and I'm going to show you some of my masks, but just hold on. Let's see if I can do this smoothly. Okay, that was fairly smooth. And so I did this one about 3 weeks ago, and this one here about a month ago. And these are the paper mache masks. This is a paper mache. I did this paper mache bird last week. Actually, last Saturday. I did this one last Saturday. And I did this one last Saturday as well. I think I'm going to work on the head part here and add to that. And then this is just like a little bowl that I made. So here's a bird. I've worked on it like 3 different times. And then I'll get up. And then also, this here is also one of the other paper mache things that I did. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me what it is. I think some people thought it was a goat. Maybe it's some kind of a mythical creature, or it's just some fantastic thing out of my imagination. All right, now I'm going to show you one of my other masks that okay, so this is a mask that I painted in 2020 during the George Floyd, after George Floyd was killed, in Minnesota, when that police officer, Derek Chauvin, bent down on his neck, and then the whole world just seemed to have exploded. and with the all the protests and everything, and the summer of just discontent. And so was my impression, how that event made me feel. So this is a mask, and I bought a bunch of blank masks like in 2015 or 2016, and this was one of those. And so I've been using these to make other masks, and so that's what I have now. Oh yeah, now this is some stuff I wrote years ago. This is my, I guess, 2003, when I was trying to fit myself into Orthodox Christianity. I don't try anymore. I just am who I am. But this is kind of, so the kingdom will come in a manner not expected. The Son of Man will come in a like manner as well. It has come. He is already here. You cannot see the kingdom nor the king because you are blinded by your own laziness. You want another to do the king's work. You expect the servant to do the work for you. In your laziness, I don't know who this you is. In your laziness, you sit back and say, man's evil will stop when the sun comes down from the sky and removes the evil from the earth. The sun already came down from the sky. The sun came down twice, and on the second time gave himself to the earth. You cannot see it because you are blinded by your own ignorance, which you have named knowledge and truth. Lazy man, get off your arse and work so anyway, it keeps on going. This is from a journal entry from back in 2003. Where I am completely unorthodox is that I believe the second coming already happened. And I got that right out of reading Paul. And reading Paul as in reading Ephesians. And in Ephesians, Paul says that there are these different offices of the church. There are like teachers and preachers and different things. And that their purpose is to instruct the saints, us, so that we can come into a place of union, that we can become the body of Christ. And I think that Paul, if Paul indeed wrote Ephesians, he probably didn't, but whoever wrote Ephesians, I think that they believe that Jesus comes again every time that 2 or 3 are gathered and you do the Eucharist, or you break bread in his name. And that's kind of how I feel that is. And so if you are looking at, now people like the book of Revelations and stuff like that. I do not look at the book of Revelations. I know that I'm not saying this is, but I don't look at it because, there are all these, that book has been in and out of the canon so many times, which makes me think that some of the church fathers in the beginning, so you weren't even born in 2003. Well, that's, I was born in the 60s. I was born a long time ago. So in the church, that book of Revelations has been in and out of biblical canon so many times. And Martin Luther, who was the instigator of the Reformation, the Protestant Reformation in the 1400s, when he nailed the 99 Theses to the door of the church, he was a Catholic priest, and he believed that the book of Revelations did not belong in the Bible. And because I think that but ultimately they decided to put it in there, but I kind of feel like it has done us, humanity, more of a disservice to have that in there when you are trying to take a literalistic interpretation of what it says in there. And so if you're thinking that it's symbolic, and that's kind of what I feel as we are looking at a symbolic representation, a symbolic, or it's a something that I don't think it's something that should ever be applied to anything outside of your own spiritual life. Now that's one interpretation, that we go through these cycles in our spiritual lives, and I think that that's what that book is all about, is about these different cycles that we experience. And anyway, I don't have any other explanations about it, but I just don't think, I think it just does us, people spend an extraordinate amount of time looking for the signs, and looking for, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? And then all the time you're not spending time on what is most important. Like St. James down here at the base of the mountain before the Transfiguration, and as he's climbing up, he can become this figure with his works and your belief. And good night. Good night. It was a good chat with you here. I'm going to probably wrap this up in a little bit too. I've been on for almost 2 hours, and it's been a weird night. I wasn't going to get all preachy, but I ended up getting all preachy. I was going to try to have I guess the next time I'll try to have a good show going on and do, but I wasn't expecting the internet to freeze up on me. Anyways, thank you very much, EditGod23. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you like this channel. I will be doing poetry tomorrow afternoon between 2. Yeah, it does. Anyways, yeah, it's what it is. Tropical Empress and Spirit. I do have a background in Bible study, and every now and then it's like I get people who come on here, and I don't know if they're trolling or not. I mean, sometimes I feel like they're trolling me. I don't know. So what branch of Christianity makes sense to you? What I kind of wonder about is, yeah, yeah, a moderator would be good. So if I ever got to a point where I had a call-in show, yeah, definitely. Because I thought about that of wanting a call-in show. Yeah, yeah, it's really difficult to know if it, you know, if you are being trolled or not. I think that a lot of the people who come in and ask if you know Jesus or whatever because they see tarot or something in your channel name that I just assume that they're trolling me. um, and which is why I leave I have these icons here. But, yeah, but I like this icon, St. James. The church I was confirmed in was a St. James Catholic church, and I was confirmed twice, once as a Lutheran, once as a Catholic. I need to go. Where do I go from here on this? A moderator, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah. So you're kind of you're more of like a universalist. Yeah. Yeah, because like one of the terms that I like probably will never use, is unless I'm doing it for entertainment aspects, is I probably will never use the term magic. Um, oh, I can choose somebody to be a moderator. Yeah. So if you were my moderator, um, what would you like ask? Well, yeah, yeah. It's getting really quiet in here. I got this thing. I'm gonna put it over. I need to do something with this now that I started in it. Oh, I got 4 likes. That's cool. I kind of feel like this is more like a tree spirit. A tree spirit. Kind of like the face of a tree ant. It's kind of funny. What is your name, Tropical Empress? Or I just call you TES. TES. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, this one I let it when the YouTube monitor comes up and says, restrict the Amanda. It's nice to meet you, Amanda. Yeah, when it says like restricted language or whatnot, I always just leave it in the restricted form because I just never know because I don't know who if people here are actually children, I mean, and some of them are, but there's been some young, a lot of good young people that have come and stayed for a long time that have been very pleasant. You might not wake up Edit God 23. Yes. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Yeah. Yeah, so my tree spirit here. So you're a kid too? Yeah. So I'm not really calling I just don't really know, I just don't know who's a kid and who's not, and I don't want like some creep to be coming in and into my stream. You know. That's right, because you weren't born in 2003, so yeah, that's what you said. So this is like a tree spirit. Now it's like I need to get it to. How's that look as a tree spirit? Like Lord of the Rings, like a treant. That's kind of what I was thinking of it as, like a treant. So I'm going to put this aside for now. Oh, there's my friend right there. I don't think I'm going to do anything else with this for tonight. So yeah. Oh, so you moderate on other channels too, yeah. Thank you, Edit God 20. I just don't really want any. I don't want any creeps here that are like. So this here. So you have a YouTube channel too. This here is like it was one of my favorites here. Of the, I see it's your username. My from that Eastern Orthodox Church. I had a religious experience in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre in 1995. But I've had religious experiences all my life, though, if you want to call it that way. Kind of, it has gone on for all my life. And so I'm at this point in time, I'm gonna go and draw a card. This is my little Amanda. This is my little tiny tarot. I really like this one. It's one of the universal weight, and I love the colors of this one. When I get some more money, then I'm gonna get this deck in the larger size and the aquarium. Those are the next two on my list. So we'll just see what comes out here. Yeah. So we'll kind of let me just do this, and we do a. So 10 of Cups. This is a day of abundance. It has turned into a guy sitting fat and happy with a whole bunch of cups behind him. Fat and happy with water, energy, water. Yellow, it's got filled around with creativity, intelligence, peace, and spirituality. This is a card, the energy signifying an abundance of peace and spirit. And that's what you guys have brought here to this stream tonight. Edit God 23 and Amanda, you brought a sense of peace and creative intelligence. So that's what we have here in my teeny tiny tarot deck. We'll put that back. And I just happened to put it in right next to the Emperor card, and that was the card the Emperor card, and with my birth cards, because of my birthday, one of my yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's funny because when I put that card back in the deck, it went right next to the Emperor card, and the Emperor card, my yeah, I really liked it. I really like this one, and I keep it here in my my holy water, my holy. Of course, there's stuff that's not really holy water in here, but these are things that these are relics that I found in the ditch near where my dad died. My dad died in a car accident in 2012, and this maybe it came out of his truck. This came off of his truck because he like either fell asleep or had a stroke. And he went off the road and lost control, and then he slammed into the front of a bus. And that was in June 24th, 2012. Of course, I will seem to remember that day forever. And I keep those items in this holy water receptacle. And then also in that, I keep this little tiny tarot deck. And then I have these things are wands, I guess you could call them, that came off of trees in my yard. This was from a apple tree. And then there's apple and a pear tree. And this here is from a pear tree. So I guess I am kind of using that term of wand. And this, yeah, it is very hard. My mom is, I take care of my mom. She's 84. And this rock here, I've talked about this rock on this channel a lot of times. It came from Istanbul. One of my friends is a undercover missionary in Turkey. I probably shouldn't even, I'm not going to mention his name because it's not lawful to be a missionary in Turkey. But on one of his trips before he started doing that, he brought this back to me from, because he asked me what I wanted, and I said I wanted a rock from Istanbul, and so he brought this back for me. This has a lot of, the energy is just very cool feeling. And then just the other day, when I was looking for things, I found my rosary, but this is a, I've had multiple rosaries like this. This one is broken, but this is a olive wood rosary, and I've worn out a dozen of these. And this one, because these ones come from Jerusalem, or at least so they say they do, is olive wood from Jerusalem. And I like this. This is I need, but somehow I've misplaced my Bible too, and I don't know where it's at. I have all my other books and a lot of my other theology books and so forth, but I can't seem to find that one. So for those watching in, yeah, and yeah, so things that I have surround me on my my art and craft table, and I should probably go and see what this one says. Oh shoot, I got like goo all over it. I probably shouldn't be doing that with the goo on the table. I'm gonna ruin my favorite card deck by using it within the goo, so I'm not even gonna bother doing that. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe I'll do another reading from this thing here from 2003. See what else there is in here. Actually, you know what? You said that you wrote, and I'll read a poem that I wrote, and probably, I don't remember when it was. I remember where I was. I was in Seattle when I wrote it. I think it was 206. Well, I do put something over the table. That's why I put this piece of paper down. I forgot that it was there. I got kind of excited. So the table's kind of dry. And I'll put that back in the papier-mâché box, and so this is a poem. I used to call this my autobiography here. I'll read it here if you don't mind. I guess you're a captive audience, so you don't really have a choice in the matter. Sorry. I got this kind of a one monkey banging away at the typewriter sort of thing going on. Meaning is extracted from the seeming randomness of it all. A stray observation here, a thought there, along with the occasional realization. Geological ages pass as these layers of sediments compact into and compress into minute blocks of earthy clay. Data bricks shift up, down, right, left, back, forth, rotated every which way, geometrically categorized by 99 dancing chimpanzees playing Chinese checkers. This is just a Scrabble score book for, 2010, when I was did a lot of, playing Scrabble. I like that game, Scrabble. I need to figure out how to, if I had a 2-camera setup, we could play, play Scrabble on YouTube. Anyways, it is it's like 1 o'clock in the morning here, I think. Actually, probably like 1:15. And I know that means it's like 4 o'clock in the morning for you, Amanda. So I think that we're gonna call it a night for tonight. I'm gonna do something tomorrow afternoon, and then I take Mondays off, and then I'm gonna do an outdoor painting session on Tuesday, probably early. I don't know when, because I need to start those before the wind starts, because the wind picks up, and if I don't watch it, it'll blow things away like a sail. Yeah. Wow, that's like, yeah. Well, you're doing that on like 3 hours or 4 hours of sleep. That's really rough. Yeah. Anyways, thank you for being here with me tonight, Amanda. I really appreciated your presence here. And for the other kid too, I enjoyed about everybody here. I wasn't sure about some of the people. I probably shouldn't say that. It's not like you can go back and edit what's on a live stream. You just have to not say things. Anyways, I'm going to say good night. Yeah, thank you very much, Amanda. And you have a very good night, too. And good luck with your show tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, which is just in a couple hours from now. I know, I can do that. And actually, if you go in on a desktop, you can go in and trim the whole video down too. You can trim it down. And yeah, sweet dreams, and thank you very much. And thank you everybody who looked in on this video tonight. I wanted to thank them as well. And everybody who liked and subscribed to my channels. And sweet dreams to you and to everyone under this full moon over America tonight. Good night and bye-bye.